I'm just reading the chat right now, guys. It's just killing me. I love it. No, I'm not Alex. I'm sorry, I'm not Alex. I am Billy Collins, and we're going to be hitting up some bets. I hope you guys are having an awesome Wednesday. I'm like the backup poor stand-in for Alex, but I hope you guys are having an awesome Wednesday right now. We got a lot to jump into with NBA, college hoops. Only 2 hockey games tonight, but we got a massive NBA slate. A lot going on with college hoops. Some top 25 matchups going on. Georgia, Tennessee. I think Iowa State's playing. We're over here on Prize Picks right now looking at the top 5 and 6 pick entries. I'm going to fire up the 2 minimum data points. So in here, guys. So again, because I live in Pennsylvania, I'm unable to share with you guys right here the links in the chat. But what I can show for you right now, guys, is if you want to go make a 5 or 6 pick entry on Prize Picks, these are going to be the top slips. Now, for myself personally, I'm not a huge fan of fantasy scores. I'm not crazy about them. So if we wanted to remove fantasy scores right here, we could just click all the stats, and then we can just go over here, type in fantasy, uncheck it, and then click apply, and then we can find out really what's cooking for Prize Picks. Barely have anything going on right now, but George, Cook, Jackson, FLT, Jaime, this would be a 5-pick entry we'd love to cook up. Now, again, it's a data-driven, price-sensitive sports betting strategy that we're employing here. For Paul George, under 5 assists, you can see that all the books either have this at 5.5 or 4.5, right? So we're getting this at a minus 119 odds. I always look at this as like buying a stock, guys, and we're just getting a really good price over Prize Picks compared to all the other books. And so somewhere like FanDuel has the under 5.5 as a massive favorite, right? We're getting this at 5, slightly worse. But again, if he lands on 5, it's a push. No worries. It's not as sexy having a push, but still, it's all right. So, what's going on, Bull Flag? Dan, what's going on, bro? Skunky Laser, how you guys doing? G Trippin', Moonball. Appreciate you guys. Alex's brother, you casual gamer? Not quite. Maybe a brother from another mother, though. Maybe. We're over here looking at underdog, 6-pick entries. Let me throw up the minimum 2 data points. For myself, I just like 2 minimum data points, okay? I like to at least have 2 other sports books' opinion here, seeing what's going on. So we got a lot of esports action cooking at the moment. So you can see Prize Picks and Sleeper have this at 6.5 and 7.5. We can get this at 7 on the over, and they have both the 6.5 and the 7.5 very much juiced up. So we're getting this at minus 116 odds. If you're like, yo, bro, I don't really care about 6-pick entries. I just want to rock maybe 2 or 3-pick entries. We're looking at 3 picks with no insurance. That would be the next most optimal play. You see it gets pretty slim. Now, again, this is all according to OddsJam's formula. Their optimizer. They're telling you right now the play's in yellow or orange. By the way, let me know in the chat, guys. Is this yellow or orange to you? It's very little, very minimal edge at all, right? So this is kind of what it is. But that's why 6-pick entries are the best mathematically for the price that we're getting it at. So things change a lot when you go from minus 122 odds to minus 116. It's a really big difference, and we have now a ton of options. And again, if you're sitting here saying, yo, I got like $30 tonight to bet on underdog, like what should I do here? For myself personally, instead of putting everything on one slip, I'd rather chop up your $30 into small increments and create a lot of different slips in this example right here and just make a ton of different ones, right? So that's where we go. We're going to be hitting up everything tonight, guys, between DFS, arbitrage, middle betting, positive EV. We're just going to go through and smash a lot of different plays and kind of go through it all. Now, for anyone that uses Better, right, we start off with 5-pick entries. And if you don't care about 5-pick entries, you just want to cook up 2-man entries with no insurance, you're going to see right now that there isn't much value out there. But things change when we hit up on 5-pick entries. You can go with insurance or with no insurance. I kind of probably prefer a little bit of insurance here. So here's the top 5 picks right here between Brunson, Kessler, McBride, Lillard, and Murray. Payday, I appreciate the kind words, brother. You got to reach out to Alex yourself, man. I'm not sure where he is. Might be taking a snooze. So over here on Better, this is what we got going at the moment. And outside of that, you got a couple different slips here in the yellow and orange as well. I'm totally fine with just kind of cooking this up, going about it right here, making a couple different entries. Now, for anyone that uses Fliff, right? This is the best thing about the optimizer. You live in like California, you live in Texas, you live in Florida. You can just go off right over here and use the optimizer to find just a lot of great straight wagers too, right? So maybe your odds range, maybe you want to go to, I don't know, maybe minus 150 to maybe instead of plus 150, we want to go to, maybe you want to take this a little bit more conservative, you want to go to plus 110, right? You just want to bet on more favorites. Right? And then maybe you want, like I mentioned before, maybe you want 3 minimum data points. Maybe you don't want 2. You want 3 other sports books offering their opinions. First quarter under right here, right? over at Pinnacle, this is at 144. FanDuel's at 150. We're getting this at 115. 115 over at Fliff. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this up on a little wager right over here on Fliff. And let me go to this Hawks game. One of my favorite markets to wager into, first quarter unders. Bulls, Hawks, bingo. Love betting on the unders on first quarters. Fading these dudes left and right. Total score. And then we're looking for the under 62.5 at minus 115 odds. I got about $400 in my Fliff account. Again, we're seeing a massive edge here, so I'll go ahead and throw 200 on this. And there we go. There's our first play of the day. We're hitting this up on the under 62.5 Hawks Bulls first quarter plays, right? So I'll leave another couple $200 in there at the moment. Again, guys, if you're trying to make money sports betting, you're serious about making money sports betting, you got to track your bets. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you write it down on a piece of paper. I prefer to use OddsJam's bet tracker. It's pretty dope. You can just use everything right here. I've been using this bet tracker for 3.5 years, and it's my favorite. So there we go. There's our first Fliff play. But again, all of these plays on this board are excellent. And if you're like, yo, man, I just want to play parlays, I don't care about straight bets, well, then you could throw all of these in a parlay. Go nuts until your heart desires. You can choose your own adventure here when you're looking at these plays, because a lot of these plays, especially when we're looking at like this Bulls first quarter spread and then Mark Williams and up, like these are all 4% plays and above. I really like this a lot in terms of just going a little bit more. But if you just want to bet all these as single straight bets, that's the most conservative approach. You want to put these in a two-leg parlay, you want to take the top two plays, you can do whatever you prefer. But again, for NBA, specifically for player props, I really lean on FanDuel and Pinnacle as my two sharp books. So maybe Jaime Jaquez under 3.5 assists right now. Minus 113 odds over at FanDuel. Minus 123 over at Pinnacle. Could be a really solid play here as well. I want to save some of my money for Fliff when we go over the positive EV tool, and we can take a look at some others. For anyone that uses Rebet, I don't know, it's kind of available in like 47 to 50 states. It's widely available. Again, this is obviously with no data points at all. We're just kind of looking at the board right now. You can see South Carolina upstate. Again, very small conference for college basketball. But over at getting this at plus 10, you can grab a lot of different spreads here. If you want to ladder all of these, you can do so. And if you're like, hey, Billy, like what's just the play here? Like the easiest play to hit by far is going to be the plus 13. Compared to any other of these spreads, right? And you can see the Sixers right here, plus 14 as well. I'm severely limited over at Rebet, so I don't have anything to cook up to share with you guys, but this would be how we would want to utilize it. Now, for parlay play, we're going to take a look at parlay play, sleeper, vivid picks. We're going to look at some different ones. DraftKings pick six. We got a lot to jump into right here. Parlay play, if any of you guys have this, these would be some of the top plays right here. All right, so let's go over there. That's what's going on with parlay play. And let's take a look at, let's go with DraftKings pick six next. Obito, brother. G-Trippin', what's going on, brother? Fliff was going nuclear right now. I missed it. I got to check it out. Obito, man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. You just got to talk to Alex. I mean, I don't know what to do here, bro. Or find someone else. Find someone else to check the stream. I'm trying to give you some top plays here. DraftKings two-pick entries. Again, this is the best. We're getting the best price possible for two-pick entries, right? So if you want to go 3, 4, 5, 6-pick entries, you could definitely do that. But I would say that you're getting an insane price on 2 picks. And then you could just rock all of these different, again, make up some different combinations for sure. Jamal, I got you, bro. We'll get you some Dabble right here, man. Let's take a look at Dabble and see what's cooking. We're going to start off with 5-pick entries on Dabble. It's not great. It's kind of like, it's kind of meh. It's kind of mid, right? It's not great. It's not fantastic, but it's okay. We're getting minus 121 odds on 5-pick entries. If I change this to any other type of slip right now, 2, 3-pick entries, this is all going to turn to red. But if you want to cook up some different entries right here for 5 picks, be my guest. But I hope you guys are having a strong start to your Wednesday. And if you're not, then let's turn around. Let's make some money sports betting. I cannot wait. January has been fuego for me so far to get started. And it's been like that. Last January for me was very solid, and I'm hoping to kind of keep it going right here. Let's take a look at Sleeper, see if we got anything going on over there. Not much, and I'm not surprised because usually with OddsJam's algo, Sleeper just doesn't provide much. Not much at all. All right, so let's go over and let's take a look at maybe just a couple other books like Parlay. If anyone has access to Parlay, these guys are probably going to go out of business. Not legitimately, but like the prices that they offer on this DFS platform is insane. Insane. So whether it's Bogdanovich, Daniels, PJ, Paula, it doesn't matter. Like, this is crazy, some of the prices that they're offering here. where we're getting this at plus 149 over at Parlay. FanDuel has this at minus 330. So you're getting like, this is why you're seeing like some of these EV percentages are legitimately off the charts. I can't say I've ever seen this before with other DFS platforms, but this is just, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. All right. So that's what we got cooking over there. Let's go over the arbitrage tool, making some risk-free cash. Let me hit the refresh button and we'll see what's going on. Yeah, dude, I mean, dude, like I don't know, like, I don't know how they set their pricing up over there, but it's low-key insane. I know they're available in North Carolina. I'm sure they're available in some other DFS states. Again, at the moment, I'm living in Pennsylvania. I don't have access to any DFS. But in a couple months, when I move to Arizona, back to Arizona, I should say, I'm going to have access to Underdog and Prize Picks, which I'm really excited about. We talk a lot about ProfitX, right? We love exchanges. No vig, ProfitX. You can wager whatever amount of money's there liquidity-wise in those exchanges. We love them, right? So kind of going through, maybe looking at Trey Jones. Let me go ahead and fire up Bench Press. What's going on, man? We're going to go ahead and fire up BetMGM right here and take a look. So let me go ahead and hit this up, and we'll see. I'm just logging in my BetMGM, and then I'm going to take a look to make sure that there's some liquidity over here in ProfitX at the moment. So that's the only thing with ProfitX and these exchanges. As long as there's liquidity in here, as I'm specifically looking at the Trey Jones, player points, rebounds, and assists on this Grizzlies Spurs game. Let me take a look here first. I'm logging into BetMGM. And looking for points, rebounds, and assists. We're looking at what? The over 11.5, Trey Jones? Okay. Let me see here. Plus one. Yeah, so there's only $216 available at the moment. So as you can see right here for Trey Jones on the over 11.5 on ProfitX, there's about $216.86. So if I go ahead and snag this right now for $200, let me go a little bit less. Let's go 150 here. All right, so we hit the over 11.5, 150. Bingo, we're in for the over 11.5 for 150. Cool. All right, so now if I know that I'm going in for 150 over here, I want to go ahead and throw this in for 180 over at BetMGM on the under 11.5. One-click bet feature does everything. Loads it automatically up for us so we know exactly what to do. And again, OddsJam automatically, guys, calculates, the odds difference in the price change with ProfitX. We love that. And again, anytime that we're getting plus odds, the plus odds number is bigger than the minus odds number. 128 is bigger than 110. That's an automatic arbitrage guaranteed opportunity. So then over here, once I get the gold spinning wheel to stop spinning over at BetMGM, bingo, we're going to go ahead and throw this in for $180. So no matter what, if he goes 12 points or higher, points, rebounds, and assists higher, we're in. If he goes 11 or less, we're in, right? Arbitrage betting, it's how I got started 3.5 years ago. Absolute favorite way to bet, and it's kind of how you just kind of get started. You kind of learn what sports books, how odds work, what sports books offer, what opportunities. It's truly some of my favorite. Good golly, this is an insane arb with the Hawks and the Bulls. Are you kidding me right now? 225, whether it's a Canby Sportsbook, Bet365 is even good, Fanatic, anything that's above, Fliff, this is a clear mistake. It's a clear mistake by Fliff. And so in these examples, guys, again, it just depends on what you want. For myself, I'm staying away from this. This is just an automatic clear mistake from Fliff. And normally what we've noticed before in the past with Fliff is when they screw up, they don't just let the ticket ride. They just refund you and then void the ticket. So in this instance, guys, I'm going to be out on this because normally the ARBs that I'm going to find are going to live in that 2 to 8% range. Now, for my filters, just for you guys that are maybe new to sports betting, you're interested in getting started with arbitrage betting, here's the setup. Obviously, it's going to change with whatever sports books that you have, right? But we're just looking at the markets, right? I got all the markets teed up here. The date range, you could go today. You could go the next 7 days. It's really whatever you prefer. If we change this to the next 24 hours, I'm cool with that. In this time of the year, guys, there's a lot going on in terms of basketball, hockey. So you want to kind of make your money work for you. So I preferably, if you're arbitrage betting, I don't want to have my money sitting out there for Sundays and Saturdays NFL games. I really don't want that. I want my money working for me tonight to give me a return so that I could take that money and put it to use again in the future for tomorrow and the day after. That's really the idea behind it. And that's the part that gets lost so much with arbitrage betting is that you can just put your money to work. So day after day after day, those small returns really add up. And that's how you can start to make a couple $100 a day easily. Yeah, I agree with you, James. If you take that line there, it's kind of a sucker line, right? They're almost like baiting you, being like, yo, bro, come on. Let me drop my bobber in right here. Let me see. You're going to take the bait? You taking it? And it's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Not at all. All right, so we're right here with Middleton, over under on his assist. I could literally spend the whole stream, guys, just going over arbitrage plays. You can see ProfitX and Bet365. I mean, if you don't know, Bet365, I would argue maybe the easiest sports book to make money off of when you're utilizing a software like this. So again, one-click bet feature here. Middleton's either going to have 4 assists or more in the game or 3 assists or less. So we got here at the plus 114. Awesome. This is off by 2 cents. It moved a little bit on us, so we can just change the calculator. Now, again, I want to jump over. This is what I love about FanDuel right here, right? Yeah, it's already plummeting. So I'm just going to move off this because it's already plummeting in price. And typically when I'm arbitrage betting, guys, I like to place both bets bang, bang right next to each other. So if it's moving like this already, you could tell that this is probably a mistake already by FanDuel. Poro, Trust, what's going on? Poro said, tried parlay yesterday, not touching anymore. Went 3 for 3 on like 2 parlays and still lost my bet. Poro, you got to expand on that, bro. I got to find out what's going on. But yeah, we can see this already changed. So again, this is also, if you're looking to get into arbitrage betting, this is the best time to do it in terms of the day. An hour before tip, before some of the early NBA games start, is fantastic. You're going to see a lot of opportunities. The downside is that things are going to move really quickly, right? Everyone, especially like on ProfitX, is in competition for this dough. Like, dude, oh my God. ProfitX and Bet365, it's like a marriage made in heaven. There's like a dozen plays out here right now for them. My Bet365 account for myself is cooked. But I like to leave it out there for anyone that does have a 365 account that you could see it. So some of the sports books that I have up on the screen here, guys, I don't, I'm either very limited on or that's basically the case, but I still like to leave it up there in case you have access to them so that you can see some awesome opportunities here. Again, for a double-double for Jaren Jackson, he either is or isn't going to get one tonight. So this is great between a Canby Sportsbook and either Bet365 or BetMGM. So let me log into my Sugar House account, and we'll take a look at this, and we'll see what's cooking. And if you guys are like, who's this joker in front of my screen? My name is Billy. Hi. I like to bet on sports. And if you might have seen me before in a video or two before with OddsJam, and I'm just kind of doing a little live streaming. I love to do this. I live stream twice a day. I live stream in the mornings on my personal YouTube channel. And now I'm doing some streams over here on OddsJam in the evenings. So if you're waiting for Alex to come back, you got to ask Alex himself. But otherwise, I'm your substitute teacher for the day. Howdy. So we're looking over here for Jaren Jackson over-under on his double-doubles, right? This is what we got going on at the moment. So if we go over to player specials, that's where this is going to live. And you just got to scroll down a little bit. Again, Sugar House is a book that's based in Philadelphia, but because I'm in Pennsylvania, I have access to Bet Rivers and Sugar House and actually Bet Parks. So Jaren Jackson to record a double-double. Now, I'm pretty limited. I'm kind of limited, I should say, over on Sugar House for player props. So what I'm going to do first is find out how much they're going to accept. Okay, we got this teed up over here on BetMGM. Again, we get the gold wheel, right? So then I'm going to come over here and say, all right, if I could wager $50, I wager $170 over an MGM. I'm making either $6 or $10 no matter what happens. I double check the odds. Cool. All right, let's try $50 right now, see if they accept it. No, so they're going to accept $40.77. Instead of pushing this through for a trader review, I'm just going to back out and I'm just going to accept a $40 wager instead, right? I'm not going to push this to a trader review. Why? Because then that means the trader is going to have to take a look at my account, and I don't want him or her looking at my account. So we got this for $40. Great. I know we're in there. Let me throw in this 140. Click place bet for him to not get a double-double. Awesome. And then we click yes to get a double-double. So there we go. We're in for $140 on this bet. Wait a minute, $140? No, I'm in for $180. Sorry, Billy can't do math. I'm in for $180. If he gets a double-double tonight, I'm getting my $180 back plus $4 and change. If he doesn't get a double-double, dude, this is micro small. Good thing I just went to the eye doctor the other day. $180 plus $6.67. right? So this is how we're going to make risk-free money no matter what happens. Think of it like an investment. I just made a 3.26% return off of this investment no matter what happens. No matter what happens. And naturally, I am a little bit limited on a bet like Sugar House, but it's all good. We're still making money no matter what happens. Oh, personal YouTube, Johnny. I appreciate that, Laser. Thank you, man. I'll share it with you. I'll share it with you over here. So I'm over on my personal YouTube. 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock a.m. And I'm doing this. Let me go back over here and click a little refresh here for this. Let's see. All right, let me go over here. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I'm over there on 9 o'clock a.m. Every day, Monday through Thursday. I'm going to be streaming over there. Where the hell is it? There we go. I'll pull this up and I'll share with you the link in here, guys, if you want to check out the YouTube channel. And guys, I mean, check it out. If you find value in it, then obviously, ooh, look at this one between Caesars and Rebet. God, I wish I wasn't limited on my Rebet. This would be so good. But, you know, my whole goal here, guys, whether it's on the stream, is for you to get inside my head. Brain dump, information dump. I'm not maybe the most profitable bettor in the OddsJam ecosystem, but I do know how to make a couple bucks, right? And so if nothing else, I just want to share with you what I know. And then you just take all the information that I tell you for free and figure out if you like it or not. So here's the YouTube channel. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Johnny. There it is. And, you know, check it out, guys, if you want to. And, you know, if the content's great, let me know. And if the content sucks, tell me. Because I just want to make better content to help you guys crush the books, making money sports betting. That's really my whole goal. Because I know what it's like 3.5 years ago starting out. Let's take a look at the middle tool. I know what it's like starting out sports betting and not really know who to trust. Or you see everybody making money on X and you're like, dude, this can't be legit. And then you're like, oh, actually it is. But like, what do I do? Who do I trust? And I would love for you just to use me as a guide or resource. That's all. Because I would have loved to have someone like that back in the day. So don't be afraid to email me, DM me. I literally respond to every message. Even if you're trying to sell me something, I still respond. So with middle betting, guys, this is better than arbitrage betting, right? Because we're not only finding odds discrepancies, but also line discrepancies. So I like to take this at a 0.1%. If you don't want to, that's fine. Remember, like Cole Anthony here, this isn't a good example because it's underdog and that's not legit. But like on DraftKings and Bet365 for this Raptors-Celtics spread, I know it's a small long shot here, right? But if somehow the Celtics win exactly by 29 points tonight, then we're making risk-free dough. So maybe you bet 100, maybe not too much. Maybe you bet $25 over on Bet365. I would round down or up here, guys, with the Raptors. I'd round this to 173 or 174. And you're going to have a total investment of like $198. No matter what happens, you're making $1.67. And yeah, I know. It's not a lot of money. But if somehow that the Celtics win exactly by 29, you're going to cash both bets. So this is a great way to start making money. Outside of arbitrage betting, this is the next best strategy that I love to employ. You're not going to see as many opportunities on the middles page because, as I mentioned before, we not only have to find differences in price, but also the lines. So this is where setting up your filters can be so crucial, right? You're like, bro, I ain't messing around with 1%. I want maybe at least 3% middles or higher. That's fine. Come over here, set up your sports books and say, yeah, I just have a BetMGM, FanDuel, and DraftKings account. All right, no problem. If you want to, really anything else, I leave it completely blank. Okay, that's really all I would set up is your sports book and the percentage. Then make sure you click Save Filter. I don't know, call it Middle Bangers, right? If I could type this in. Do that. Make sure you click the push notifications. You're automatically going to get notified when a middle play comes up based off of the filters and the parameters that you set it up. So that's all this is. And that's middle betting. So right now there's nothing really too good cooking, but that's cool. We'll just go over to Positive EV tool and take a look. Let me see. All right, so over here on the EV tool, let me go through the filters because I utilize the filters in a couple different ways, okay? So first up, I'm on the OddsJam recommended book weights. In this stream, I'm going to bop around a little bit. I'm going to use Circa. I'm going to use Pinnacle. I'm going to use Bookmaker. I'm going to use some different books. I like using the Power default method. Really, all these methods are great. I like using Power. I like using Worst Case. If I'm looking for long shots, like anytime touchdown scores, first baskets, anytime a player to hit a home run in baseball, I like using Additive quite a bit, right? For the books, Obviously, I got my Pennsylvania books teed up. Minimum, maximum odds. Minimum odds are always blank. Maximum odds right now, I fluctuate. I go to 175. I'll change this to 200 today. I'm just feeling the 150 right now. Now, the percentage. This kind of depends what market we're going after. You're going after player props. I like to set a higher bar, like maybe 4 or 5%. If we're going after mainline props, like main lines, money line spreads, totals, I'll drop this to like 2.5%, right? And then from our markets right now, we'll just kind of keep this all teed up at the moment. Date range, again, you can change this to whatever you want. My market width, I leave the market width, minimum market width blank. Sometimes I rock 30 market width, sometimes 40. Right now, I'm just looking at 50, okay? And now we're going to see a lot of different plays here. So we're looking at maybe the Hawks under 16.5 team total points. I just bet the first quarter under. Now, again, guys, remember, think of this as well. If you wanted to add this, maybe you just tailed me on flip for that under first quarter points, Bulls, Hawks under 62.5. And now you're taking the first half team total under on the Hawks on ESPN bet. Remember, you're adding a little bit more risk to your portfolio here because you need a specific outcome to happen where we really need the Hawks to not score. So if the Hawks go nuclear in the first half, then there's a good chance we lose our first quarter under, and we're going to lose the Hawks in the first half team total under. So just remember that, if you want to take it a more conservative approach, either take the first quarter under or the Hawks team total under. I'm fine with either one. But you got to think about that as if you really need both outcomes now to happen. Now, obviously, bigger risk, bigger reward, right? If the Hawks stink up the joint in the first half, you're probably going to win the first quarter under and the first half team total under. Chris Bruce, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this last dude's name because I'm going to butcher it. Over 4.5 rebounds, over a Profit X. This looks to be really good. Now, one of my favorite things I love to do, and I do rock the platinum plan, guys, I think for player prop bets, FanDuel's very sharp. I like to look at Pinnacle. Hell, I'll look at Bookmaker. Right here on this price movement chart, there's just both books like Bookmaker, FanDuel, not a lot of movement here. These books kind of just set their odds, and it's kind of just been stagnant. So in this case, there's obviously a very big difference of opinion on what FanDuel and what ProfitX think where this line should be set. So you can go after this play if you want, or we can kind of go out and look at something different. Now, second quarter total points, not a market that I go after a lot. You're going to see a ton of Bet365 plays. Anyone that has a 365 account, just know that I think these plays are all fantastic, but I could spend the entire stream just talking about Bet365. Now, we're looking at Flip here with Mark Williams. We kind of saw him earlier. And on the over 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists, one of my favorite player prop markets to bet in. I'd love to hear from you guys. What's your favorite player prop markets to bet in the chat? Let me know. But this is just using OddsJam's algorithm, and they're saying, yo, this is just like really mispriced compared to everyone else. So if we jump into this, add another book like maybe a Bet Online, maybe we take a look at a Caesars and a DraftKings, and we click all this up. This is why I love this chart so much. Right, so we can see that Flip, they moved up a little bit to plus 115. We got Bet Online. They kind of nosedived about less than an hour ago, then went back to even money. Caesars has dropped down in price significantly in the last couple of minutes, which is, to me, that's a really good indicator. Same with DraftKings. You can see Caesars and DraftKings just kind of slowly on their trend down. And I like going after this on Flip. I probably will dump the rest of my money in on Flip. All right, so let me go over here. We're looking at the Jazz and the Hornets, and we're looking at Mark Williams. Let's throw this up. Where's it at? Is this the late night game? Yeah, dude, it's the 9 o'clock game. Already passed it up. There we go. And then we're looking at points, rebounds, and assists. Player props. And where's Mark Williams at? Got to go to show all. Billy Boy already passed them up. Stay hot, Billy. Dude, where is this guy? Am I dumb? How dumb am I? No, I know I passed them up. I had to pass them up. Welcome to the show, guys, where the guy who's running it doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Good God, William, you're just wasting everyone's time right now. Let's go to points. Sometimes you got to be a little tricky with how you find this. So we'll go over to Mark Williams, and then we'll go to points, rebounds, and assists. Yeah, so this is where it lies. I hate when Flip does this. So it's not in the main column, so you just got to go over to somewhere else like points or assists, and then go into Mark Williams, click those up and down arrows, and then you can find it over here. Now I got, $274. I'll throw $150 on this and then leave a little bit of money left over for me for one more Flip play. So there we go. I'm in on that one for $150. As we know, the max bet on Flip is $500. Make sure, guys, like I said, I throw in every bet manually into my bet tracker, and then every night when I'm done sports betting, I kind of just manually go through everything and take a look. Before we hit this, let me hit the refresh button really quick. All right. Outside of this, and now again, guys, if you're looking at this board here on 365 and you want to put together, a 3-pick parlay right here based off of these 3 plays, you want to rock a round robin, 2-leg parlay, be my guest here. Harrison Barnes, James Harden. Maybe I could go something on this right here in terms of putting up a 2-leg parlay over here. I don't know how much they're going to let me wager on this, but I'm happy to go in on it. So this is a very heavily juiced play on FanDuel. At Sugar House, this is pretty solid. So we're looking at Grizzlies Spurs. Let me hit up this Grizzlies Spurs play. And I'm going to put together a little 2-leg parlay here at the moment. And check this out. This is on rebounds under 4.5 in the Spurs game. All right, let's check this out. Barnes under 4.5. And then we're also looking at maybe James Harden in this Clippers game, which is all the way at the bottom. Show more. Thank you. And we're looking at him to not get a block. Player defense. There it is. So this is a 2-leg parlay right here. I don't know how much they're going to let me wager on this. See if I can put $200 on it. Let's see. No, so they're going to let me wager about $68. So I'll go back here and 69 cents. I'll just put this in for 68. Now, the reason that I love this parlay, and they're wearing a little 2-leg parlay there for $68. That's my max. Little screenshot for my own record-keeping purposes. So when we come over here to the EV tool, if you guys want to know how to add parlays to your bet tracker on OddsJam, you're just going to hit this little purple dollar sign, right? And then for Harden, same thing on his under to not record a block tonight. You're going to do the same thing. Then up here in the top right-hand corner, we're going to come over here. I'm going to move my fat head over here to the bottom right-hand corner. Bingo. There we go. Bottom left hand. And you're going to see that on a $68 wager, I would have loved to have wagered more, but I can't, that we're getting paid out the most out of Bet Rivers, Bet Parks, Bally Bet guys, Unibet. It's all the same. It's all Canby, baby. We're getting paid out just an incredible price compared to any other sports book right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this little plus sign, and then it's going to be added to my bet tracker. So that's how you do it. Now, if you like to play a lot of round robins, what I would recommend is that you just add all these plays as a parlay and then manually in there just kind of change the odds and the price depending on what happens on your round robin. But there we go. We're in for a little 2-leg parlay over on Sugar House. So there we go. All right, we're going to look at one more play over here, and then we're going to head back over to the optimizer for the DFS. So for anyone that uses Prize Picks Underdog, we're going to get back to it to take a look at some plays right there. Vooch over on his rebounds. I think that FanDuel's quite sharp when it comes to player prop bets, but there are some specific spots where I like to attack them, and I like to go after these types of books. So let me kind of clear out of DraftKings and Caesars. Can I get the chart to pull up, please? There we go. So FanDuel just shot up in price a ton in the last couple of minutes. And so that, Bet Online's kind of flatline here. There's not a lot going on. Bookmaker has bumped up a little bit as well. Caesars a little bit. But this is something that I'm going to avoid because FanDuel just didn't skyrocket in price. They went from a plus, 115 all the way to plus 140. That's a big jump. And they just didn't change their odds because they were like, yeah, you know what? Why not? Let's just do it. No. There's a reason why. There's money flowing in. There's information flowing in for Vooch. So I don't want to go after this play because I just don't like the movement on that. And that's really the power, guys, with player prop betting for myself. One of the reasons why I love the new odds graph over at OddsJam is because I can take a look at where's the money flowing to. What's going on right now? And it's kind of helps give me some indicators because no doubt about it, the strategy that I'm employing right here is a top-down sports betting strategy as we're looking at top plays over at Prize Picks. And the hard part here is that, you're just picking off stale numbers. But in this case, FanDuel is a number that just moved. And typically what I like to do is if a book moves, I like to then take advantage of one of the books that's just kind of chilling, flatlining. That's really that's my philosophy. That's what I like to go after. So let me go back over to Prize Picks. Let's put in 2 minimum data points, and we'll see what we have cooking over here. All right, let's see what we got cooking at the moment. Yeah, a lot going on here. We got Taylor. Again, guys, for me in PA, I can't bet on collegiate player props, but that's another reason why I love Fliff. Because I can. I can bet collegiate player props, just like with Rebet too. They're the best, but like FanDuel, DraftKings, I can't bet collegiate player props. So just another why I love Fliff and Rebet so much. And then obviously the exchanges too. ProfitX, no vig. I can bet collegiate player props where normally I can't. This Stafford play's been out here for a while. It's his fantasy score Again, every time that I've ever watched Alex live stream, I've seen his slips. He doesn't seem to play a lot of fantasy scores. So for me personally, I'm not really too crazy about fantasy scores. But anyways, that's what we got cooking. So if you guys are enjoying this stream, or maybe you just want to troll the crap out of me tomorrow, stop by tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. over on my YouTube channel. I'll be doing pretty much the same thing. And then I will be back on here tomorrow. You get me again tomorrow at 6. So we get to hang out again. And that'll be a lot of fun. I'll be really looking forward to it for Thursdays. We kind of inch closer to the NFL. By the way, guys, speaking of the NFL, there's some games going on this weekend. My favorite time to attack NFL, money lines, spreads, totals, is Monday through about tomorrow. Once we hit Friday morning, I typically don't bet money line, spreads, or totals in the NFL unless there's some like kind of massive injury news, like if Mahomes isn't going to play. But this is my favorite time to take a look. And you're not going to make me see it on the EV tool, guys. You're just going to manually go in and search for the games and just take a look. Take a look at where the books kind of have some prices. And I'll show you here in a little bit over on the sportsbook screen how I like to do that when I'm looking at NFL plays. And this is no different for if you're looking to bet maybe some NBA games tonight for tomorrow. You're looking to bet NBA games tomorrow. When lines open up tonight, that's another really good opportunity for either college hoops, really any sport in general. If you're making bets overnight, more times than not, you're going to find really solid value. Man, there is a ton of value, speaking of that, over at Underdog. A ton of value. And obviously, guys, we're on the OddsGM channel. It just dropped a new video that I think dropped like an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago. So definitely take a look at that. And it just kind of preaches some best foundational principles to becoming a sharp sports bettor. And that's what this stream's about, is to help you guys in any way that I can to share what I know to help you guys make money and crush the sports books, because that's what it's all about. Too often, man, it's just all about just the sports books are the enemy, and I just want to literally beat the living wheels off them for every dollar that I can. Even if I get limited, I don't care. Give me everything that I can make off the books. That's all I care about. So hopefully you guys are finding some type of value on the stream and in the videos. But definitely check it out. And let me know. Comment on the video. Let me know. If you think it's trash and it's garbage, tell me why it's trash. I want to know, because all I want to do is make better content for you guys. That's all I want to do. And if you think it's awesome, then tell me why it's awesome. But either way, I want to hear from you guys. So don't be afraid to comment on those videos and give it to me straight. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Trust me. Better. All right, not bad. Let's go over to Flip. Let's throw some Flip plays up and let's see what we got. I got a little bit of money left in Flip, but we hit some plays up earlier. Ooh. It's a little juicy for me with the Pelicans. I don't know how you guys feel about betting minus 300, 400, 500 odds. It's not my cup of tea. You can go smash it, but it's not really for me. But it looks like the Bulls at plus 8.5. You're getting a great discount over here in Flip. Again, if you guys like to go after these really, really long shot odds, not long shot odds, short odds, you can go ahead and do so. Let me go ahead and throw this in if I want to go, I don't know, maybe minus 125, and I want to take this to plus 110, kind of dial it in a little bit more. D'Angelo Russell. So for me, guys, you can go after this Russell play. I'm totally cool with that. But what I like to do is, again, for myself personally, I like to look at where FanDuel and DraftKings or FanDuel and Pinnacle are, and then maybe say, yo, Davion Mitchell under 3.5 assists. This is looking really good over here, Flip. I'm going to probably dump the rest of my money that I have, $120 or so, on this Davion Mitchell play, under 3.5 assists for the Celtics and the Raptors. Let's go props. And another reason, guys, why I love to go after player props right now, because this is when all the casual sports bettors are logging on to place bets for the NBA. This is the time. So I got, 124? I'll just go 120 here and throw it on there. So there. Oh, nice, Billy. Stay hot with that one. Flip realized they screwed up, and now that play is no longer available. So let me do a quick refresh here to check it out. Oh, that's so good. All right, Flip. All right, man, you want to screw me over like that? That's fine. Can't get my money in. See if I can find another one. Sure. Maybe we talked about Jaquez before. It's good on pin. Yeah, I like this for Jaime Jaquez. So let me go ahead and throw this over here. Let's take a look at the Heat game. They're taking on the Lakers. We're looking at his under 3.5 assists. And where you at, bro? There you are. All right. There we go. So there's the final play. Jaquez under 3.5 assists. Again, I like this when I look at FanDuel's odds. I look at Pinnacle's odds. I think it's fantastic. And I'll go ahead and throw this in the bet tracker for 120. There we go. All right, so then if I go over to Rebet here, for anyone that wants to use Rebet, we'll take a look at some of the top plays. And this is another way, guys, using the optimizer. You can play straight bets. You can play the DFS books, whatever you prefer. But this is a lot of different ways that you can utilize these tools. And if you're not really sure how to utilize it, or if you're new starting out, please reach out to me. Please ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask a question. That's definitely, I know what it's like starting out. Dabble, LeBron. We'll get you some dabble here, brother. We're going to go over there in just a second and check it out. So Celtics minus 13.5. You could see it's not great to Pinnacle. It's okay to Pinnacle. But to a lot of the other books, this is a good play with the Celtics. Again, it's low EV percentage, guys. If you want to just disregard anything that's below 2%, fine by me. If you're like, yeah, I want some of this because the Celtics are going to blow out the Raptors tonight, then yeah, go after it. Let's take a look at dabble and show some 5-pick entries. No, LeBron, I don't. I am going down. I live in Pennsylvania, so I don't have access to any DFS books. Now I'm going down, I think in about a month from now, to visit my dad who's in Florida. And Dabble's available in Florida. And oh yeah, I'm going to be loading up on Dabble. But here's some of the top plays right here for Dabble. So if you're making a 5-pick slip, you can go after these. If you're not interested in building a 5-pick slip, let's go 3 picks with no insurance. Really good options here for 3-pick no insurance right here. Looks like it's got a little bit of an update right now, but you definitely want to cook these up right here. Yeah, Sketch, that's a great question why Chalkboard's not in the fantasy tools. I just think that's just something that OddsJam has to add in themselves. But I definitely think it would be a request. The quickest way is just to reach out to them and be like, yo, man, you got to add Chalkboard. We need that. Ryan, is Alex okay? I don't know. I hope he is. I'm not sure. You have to ask him. I've seen him tweeting out a little bit earlier today. I hope he's all right, bro, but I'm not really sure. Let's go over a look at DraftKings Pick 6. I'm just going to go through all the DFS books, guys, just in case. I don't know where you guys are located. If you don't mind sharing what time zone you're in, right? Central time zone, Pacific, wherever you're at, I'd love to know. Obviously, I'm living just outside of Pittsburgh. It's freezing cold outside. I just moved back here about 7 months ago. And I'm turning around and moving back to Arizona when my lease ends here in May. Oh, yeah. I got soft. Old Billy Boy got real soft. DraftKings 2-pick entries, no insurance, guys. Tons of options. I'm not ready for the cold. I was not ready for this. And I really don't know what I was thinking when I was sitting in my apartment in Scottsdale thinking to myself, yeah, let's go back home. Winter's going to be all right. You'll be able to survive. It's okay. And it's like, no, dude. You step outside, it's like 15 degrees out. The wind's blowing. There's snow all over the place. And I'm like, oh, I didn't bring a winter jacket. I might be in trouble. So here we go. The top plays over on DraftKings Pick 6. If anyone likes to rock Pick 6, let me know. It's not one that I've used before with DraftKings Pick 6, but maybe something I'd like to take a look at. We're going to pull up Sleeper. We'll pull up Thrills, and I'll pull up Vivid Picks, and we'll kind of just jump through all these right here. Sleeper. All right, it got a little bit better with Giannis under on his points and rebounds. So if you guys do have Sleeper, typically, guys, not a ton of value when utilizing the optimizer when I'm looking at Sleeper in general. I do know that they offer some promos. They also do the stupid decimal odds. I don't understand it. It makes it so difficult. Make sure, though, guys, if you're utilizing Sleeper and they offer you some kind of promo and they give you like, a 2.5 decimal odds, over at OddsJam, we have free calculators, and just go to an odds converter calculator and just type in that, and then it'll give you the American odds. Or you could just, Google anything else, but I'm kind of partial to using them. Let's take a look at Thrills to see if we got anything over there. Again, it's kind of similar here with Thrills. Very little to no value, and the value that is out there, these are just like minus a million odds that I'm not exactly interested in. But these are all for, looks like some kind of football matches for the unders, heavy unders. Let's take a look at Vivid Picks if anyone uses it. And then we can pull up Sports Zeno as well. Take a look. Just want to make sure I hit up all the books, guys, so wherever you guys are located, you have some opportunities to maybe see some sharp plays, tail some action. And if you guys are not completely annoyed and not enjoying the stream, stop by my YouTube channel tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. We're doing the same thing. And I'm happy there, I'm happy to answer any questions, kind of break down. You guys can get inside my head a little bit more. But that's kind of the whole thing. Whatever information that I have that I know on the sports books, I just want to share with you guys. That's what it's all about. Just trying to help each other out, crush the books. On Sports Zeno, there's a lot going on here. So if you want to kind of, again, I'll maybe throw in 2 data points because I like to see Pinnacle's odds. Love to see that. And then maybe you don't want to go after these long shots. Maybe you're like, yo, I don't want to mess around with this. I just want to go to like maybe plus 130 odds. Maybe if I typed a little bit quicker, I could hit that up. So plus 130 odds. It's going to remove some of these plays, but you're going to see some really crazy stuff over here where like You can get this at plus 200 on SportsZeno, and OddsJam says it should be at like plus 126. Like, these are crazy with some of these soccer plays for EPL. And even some of these, maybe like Spanish La Liga and German Bundesliga. This is some crazy, crazy stuff. But again, I love seeing Pinnacle's odds right here. So SportsZeno, I don't know. I think I got limited in like 4 days. I'm not sure, but it was a good run. I had a fun time with them. And then once more, guys, over at Parlay, if anyone does utilize Parlay, these are some of the top plays over here. Parlay is basically having a free-for-all sale where they're just giving out so much value on these plays. This is a newer DFS book that's entered into the landscape, I would say, within the last couple of months. Or if nothing else, it's been out there, but OddsJam added it into their ecosystem within the last couple of months. And so we have a lot of really solid plays right here. Solid plays. All right, let me go back over to the arbitrage tool. We'll take a look at some other, maybe soon we make some risk-free money. And then we'll take a look at some, we'll use Pinnacle as a sharp. I'll use FanDuel as a sharp book for player props, and we can take a look at some NBA player props. We hit up some different ARBs, guys, in the beginning of the stream. If you're new to sports betting, you're trying to figure, you want to learn arbitrage betting, definitely rewind the stream a little bit earlier, probably within the first 15 minutes or so, and you can see me go through and execute a few of them. And this is the time right now, guys, when right before ball tips in the NBA, the puck drops in the NHL, you're going to find some opportunities. Though tonight, only 2 NHL games, not a lot going on. But for the NBA, there's a boatload of games going on tonight. I'm going to be, as soon as I'm finishing up with this stream, I'm going to go downstairs, fire up, and get ready for some live betting. And it's kind of been my new favorite pastime as a hobby here in the evenings, whether it's college hoops, NBA, NHL. I love live betting. And before I forget, once we get off of this screen, I want to definitely go over the sportsbook screen and take a look at those NFL lines again. But you can see all of these ARBs, guys, at 3% or higher. There's a lot of opportunities with obviously 365, but ProfitX is showing up a lot with BetMGM. So this is to kind of give you an idea. I get this question a lot, like, hey, Billy, like, what books should I sign up with when I want to start my arbitrage experience? Definitely ProfitX. ProfitX is fantastic. If you have Bet365, that's great. And BetMGM is not bad. The Canby books, right? They're going to be really good. We hit this Jaren Jackson play up just about maybe 15, 20 minutes ago. But there's some really good value on ProfitX. But just set the time aside right here, guys, to hit up this. And maybe you're like, yo, I only want to rock 4% ARBs or higher. Because I would argue you want to be a little stingy right now. You know, if you're hitting up ARBs in like June or July with the MLB, yeah, we might want to drop this down to like 1.5%, 2%. But right now, with so much going on, you can take the high ARBs. Now, another great indicator right here is right here with Brook Lopez. Anytime that you see an ARB between a recreational sportsbook and Pinnacle, go, go, go. Green light special right here to attack Fanatics or DraftKings. And they already adjusted their prices, except for Fanatics, because Fanatics are a little slow. So this is where whenever it's an ARB, meaning I live in the U.S., I can't use Pinnacle to actually arbitrage with. But when you see an opportunity like this, and even though Pinnacle adjusted their odds to plus 118, it's still an ARB between Fanatics. This is when you want to attack a recreational sportsbook. So that's why when I use the arbitrage tool, I actually don't set a minimum percentage that I want to see, because I love going down to the below the 1% range and just seeing, is there any ARBs at all to Pinnacle? Because that's how I can attack the recreational sports book to just place a straight wager. So another little tip there for yourself. Like with Lopez right here. Ooh, player made threes. Is this over and done with? Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Pinnacle now, as we've seen in this, they've just went from like plus 129 to plus 118 to plus 113. This makes me to believe that FanDuel might be a little bit sharp on this play. Might be a little bit sharp here. FanDuel, yeah, they kind of been chilling here, but you can see the Pinnacles they shot all the way up to plus 130, and then they're slowly now on the decline, kind of retracing their steps a little bit. So I'm not going to, I don't know what to do here on this FanDuel play. I don't know what to do. I kind of want to go after this a little bit, especially the Magic have a really good defense. All right, I gotta get some of this. I have to get some of this. Let me make sure I'm logged into my FanDuel account, and then I'll throw this up there. I got to get in on some of this, though. Just a little sprinkle here. So because I've seen FanDuel kind of retract a little bit or retreat in their position, I want a little exposure to this play, but I maybe don't want to go like crazy on this. And yeah, there you go. This is a classic Billy moment on the live stream where I talk so long. I literally talk so long that the play is already evaporated. The value's gone. But if you have a Fanatics account, definitely go over and hit this up on Fanatics. Let me pop over to the sportsbook screen because I want to take a look at NBA or the NFL moneyline spreads and totals. Guys, I've talked about this. It's going to be the same after this weekend's games coming in on Monday. I'm going to be looking Sunday night, Monday morning. I'm going to be looking at the sportsbook screen to look at NFL for the conference championship games where the lines are set at, right? So what I like to do is I'll just pull up some of the books right here, and I just like to kind of take a little peruse. Right now, at this point in the night, there's probably not much value in terms of money line plays. Remember, this is the most efficient market in all of sports, the NFL. It's the most popular sport. Everybody watches it. So in terms of efficiency, I mean, you're probably not going to be able to find much of a bargain or a deal maybe on money line plays. Now, a little trick that I love to do, guys, just so you know, because I'm all about sharing information and helping you guys out. Right here, like on the Chiefs-Texans, right? So this minus 475, plus 373. If I'm trying to calculate the no-vig odds on the fly in my head, here's what I do. I take the difference, I divide by 2, I take 51. Okay, so now I take 373 plus 51, 424. Plus minus 424 is the no-vig fair odds on Pinnacle. So now I'm like, all right, well, I need odds below minus 424 to bet the Chiefs, which the best odds right now are DraftKings at minus 440. Not going to do that. I need odds above plus 424 to bet the Texans, which you can see that's not the case. So I'm not going to bet any of this. Now, when we get over to total points, I like to at least bet games that have a point, if not more, difference compared to Pinnacle or BetCris or Bookmaker or Sharp Book, right? So we're looking at maybe this 42, 41 right here. All the books have this at 41.5. And the strategy here is I'm using the market makers, the sharp books, to pick off the recreational sports books. That's the idea behind it. But I'm not just going to be simply happy with a half-point difference. I want at least 1 point, right? So an idea here would be if I could see that looks like 56, 55, they're kind of in the middle here, not much value. Oh, 44? Okay, maybe on the 43.5. If this could get down to 43, I would be interested in betting this over at a DraftKings or a Fanatics, right? On the flip side, if I could see a recreational sports book that has this line at 45, 45.5 as the over-under, I'd be interested in betting the under, right? So at this point right now, not much value, but trust me, when these lines open up on Sunday night, Monday morning for the conference championship games, you're going to find some good value. Now, if we look at point spreads, little different story with point spreads. There are key numbers in football when it comes to point spreads. So right here, if you get the Commanders at plus 9.5, personally, I'm not really excited about that number. Why? Because there's some key numbers in football like 3, 7, 10, 13, 14, 17. Right? There's some key numbers here. So I'd rather take the Lions at minus 9.5. And right here, like BetCris sees this at minus 10. You can get this at minus 9 over at Fanatics. Now, to me, minus 9, minus 9.5, not that big of a deal. But again, if the score is 30-21, then getting this minus 9 is a push, right? So it would behoove you to get this over at Fanatics. But this is where I really like this because BetCris is thinking this line's starting to move up towards the lines at minus 10. So same idea here. If you're getting this at plus 9 to 9.5, kind of a dead zone. For this Ravens-Bills game, I would rather just take the money line here. If I'm going to take any side, I'd rather take the Bills at plus 1.5. But again, at minus 118 odds, I'm not as interested in that because it's a little bit too high of a price hike. 6.5 is a very key number. I'd rather take the minus 6.5 maybe on the Eagles because if they win by 7, then we're in. But again, sometimes some scores land at 6, 27, 21. That all happens. But these are just some different ideas, guys, that I want you to think about when you're betting spreads with football. Very important key numbers. 8 to 9 is kind of a dead zone in my opinion, right? And you obviously want plus 7.5 compared to plus 6.5. Or on the flip side, you want minus 6.5 compared to minus 7 or minus 7.5. Just some things that I want you guys to think about. We'll finish this up over on the Positive EV screen. And guys, if you found value at all in this, make sure to smash the subscribe button. If this was all a bunch of garbage BS and it all stunk, well, then let me know. Message me, DM me privately. I'll be happy to hear your concerns and let me know how I can improve the stream for your viewership, right? We're looking over here maybe on Pinnacle. Let me see. DVIG settings. We're going to go over here. I love using FanDuel as a sharp book for NBA player props, right? So let's clear out all of this garbage when it comes to main markets and alternate markets. We just want the player props at 5% edge or higher. And then we're going to change this date range to today. That's all we want. So now we're using FanDuel as the sharp sports book. And as you can see, Bet365 kind of likes to steal the show on the positive EV tool. There are a ton of plays on Bet365. It's ridiculous. We get one play in on Alperen Şengün under 5.5 assists, right? So one thing that I'm going to do at the moment, guys, I'm just going to remove Bet365 because we would like some other books. We go from 106 to 76. 30 plays right there were just EV off of Bet365. If you guys rock Underdog, again, this is another way that you can find sharp plays for DFS platforms right here. You could put this in a 2-pick entry for Keldon Johnson under 18.5 points and rebounds. You could pair that up because anything that's below minus 141, according to FanDuel, it's a really good play. We got some really good options over here, whether it's BetRivers, MGM, ProfitX, DraftKings, Fliff. I'm out of money on Fliff, but Giannis under 17.5 rebounds and assists. Typically, what I like to do here, like if we're looking on DK for Jalen Green under 4.5 rebounds, what I typically like to do is open up the price chart. And DK already adjusted their price, and that's going to happen sometimes. And it's going to be a bit frustrating. Let me look at Yabusele really quick. Over on his points, Knicks Sixers. This is a smash. I mean, this is it's okay. It's not really good at all to Pinnacle. But let's take a look at maybe some of the movement here, because I want to get into what's going on with this play. Because if FanDuel shot up or shot down in price as a heavy favorite, then I'm in on this. So FanDuel's kind of chilling right here at minus 174. They haven't really moved a ton. Bookmaker, though, went from about 14 minutes ago from minus 120 down to minus 148. That's a key movement there. I do like that. Pinnacle's flatlining right now. They're not doing a lot. And Caesars, again, is flatlining. But because of this movement from Bookmaker, I am open to betting this over at Caesars on Yabusele. So one-click bet feature, automatically going to load the play up for me. You guys are going to get a glimpse right here, my email address when I log in. Again, don't hesitate to reach out. Yabusele over 10.5 points at minus 129 odds. And let me go ahead and log in real quick. Bingo. There we go. And how much should I wager on this play? They're telling me to wager $810. Again, we're using FanDuel as the sharp. I don't have the stones to do that, all right? You can make fun of me all you want. I just don't have the stones to wager $810 at the moment. Wait for them to find my location, but I'm totally cool with wagering maybe $250. I could do a $250 right now. So let's try that out. All right, we're in for Yabusele over 10.5 points for $250. The biggest reason is because Bookmaker moved a lot in the last couple of minutes. FanDuel's just really off compared to Caesars on this play, but I definitely like it. It's a bit juicy, but I'm all right. Now, this is a better play over like a Bet365. You can go ahead and grab that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I put this in the bet tracker right here. And as we're nearing the hour mark, guys, hopefully you found some kind of value in everything that we kind of covered today. I could literally spend another 5 hours streaming easily, smashing plays and kind of talking sports betting. It's my passion. It's what I love to do. So I hope you guys have an awesome Wednesday night. Is it Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday, Billy. Awesome Wednesday night. Hope all your bets cash for you. Again, have questions, reach out. I'm going to be on my personal channel tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stop by. Let me know my performance and how I did tonight. If it was great, if it stunk, either way, stop by. Love to hear from you guys. But otherwise, guys, have a great evening, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.